At what point does the brand step in and go, right, we're opening a lawsuit against you, and I don't want it to ever become like corporate?
Bugatti Veyron is coming into the garage. My Bugatti Veyron. So that is not good. That could have caused a fire.
Alex Gonzalez just revealed the truth about Matt Armstrong. Not the version the internet built. Not the version the automotive media reported. Not the version that 7.7 million people watch play out through lock vents and refuse parts in CEO Instagram videos and first drives and warning light forests and most extraordinary automotive drama in YouTube history. The real version. The private version. The version that starts not with a Copart listing or a viral rebuild series, but with a desperate phone call from a man who had just crashed a $4 million car and needed someone he trusted to tell him what to do next. And what Alex Gonzalez revealed about Matt Armstrong in that truth is something that changes how you understand every single chapter of this story from the very beginning. Because the story did not start with a business decision. It started with a friendship. And friendships, when they survive what this one survived, say more about both people than any viral moment ever could. Think about the specific weight of the word truth in this context. Because the truth about Matt Armstrong, according to the man who owns the car, is the truth that sits underneath everything the internet decided the story was about. Underneath the right to repair movement. Underneath the legislative implications and the manufacturer gatekeeping and the corporate conflict and the billion-dollar deal that Porsche exited and the FIA president's awareness and the Lamborghini CEO's statement and every institutional ripple that the rebuild sent through the automotive world. Underneath all of it, the truth that Alex Gonzalez revealed is this. Matt Armstrong is the reason the car exists. Not technically, not in the mechanical sense of the hands that rebuilt it, but in the deeper sense of the decision that made the rebuild possible in the first place. When Alex Gonzalez was standing next to a crashed Bugatti Veyron per sport, try to decide whether to accept the insurance payout and walk away or do something that nobody had ever done before, the reason he chose to do something nobody had ever done before was Matt Armstrong. The trust he placed in one specific person's ability to achieve the impossible was a foundation of everything that followed. And that foundation, that specific human trust at the center of the most extraordinary automotive story of the modern era, is the truth that nobody was telling. But before we go through every detail of what Alex Gonzalez revealed and why each revelation reframes the story you thought you knew, we need to understand the specific dynamic between FX Alex G and Matt Armstrong that most coverage of the story has consistently underreported, because the coverage focused on the car, on the technical challenge, on the manufacturer conflict, on the right to repair implications, on everything the story meant at the institutional and cultural level. And in focusing on all of those things, the coverage missed the human story at the center of it. Two content creators, both building their audiences around extraordinary automotive experiences, both operating in the same Miami-based, social media-driven, high-stakes automotive content world, both understanding intuitively what the other was doing and why. And when Alex Gonzalez crashed a $4 million Bugatti and the insurance company walked away and the car sat on a Copart listing, the specific knowledge that Matt Armstrong existed and had the skills and the determination and the camera and the audience to turn that crashed car into something extraordinary was a knowledge that made the decision to buy it back and fix it publicly feel possible rather than insane. Matt Armstrong did not just fix the car. He made fixing the car make sense. Now let us talk about what FX Alex G revealed about the moment the decision was made. The specific private conversation between Alex Gonzalez and Matt Armstrong that preceded everything, before the Copart bid, before the workshop assessment, before the world knew this story existed. The conversation where one person asked another if this could be done, and the other person said yes. And the yes that Matt Armstrong gave to Alex Gonzalez in that private conversation before any camera was running, and before any audience was watching, is the most important yes in this entire story. Because it was a promise, not a corporate commitment, not a content strategy decision. A personal promise from one builder to another that the car could be brought back, that the impossible verdict was wrong, that the Bugatti Veyron per sport sitting in a salvage yard with a locked VIN and a manufacturer who did not want it touched outside their network could live again. Matt Armstrong said yes, and Alex Gonzalez believed him. And the world got the most extraordinary automotive rebuild in YouTube history, because one man made a promise to another and kept it. There was Alex's choice detail from mate Rimac's own public statements, is the detail that Alex Gonzalez's truth revelation makes newly significant, because Rimac said it specifically. It was Alex's choice to get the car rebuilt privately rather than send it to Bugatti, and it was completely 100% Alex Gonzalez's choice. His car, his decision, his right as the legal owner of a vehicle to choose who works on it. But what Rimac's framing missed, what the corporate language of it was Alex's choice obscured, was why it was his choice. The reason Alex Gonzalez chose Matt Armstrong over Bugatti's authorized network was not ignorance of what Bugatti offered. He knew exactly what they offered. He had spoken to them. He had heard the $1.7 million estimate. He had heard Rimac's direct offer to fix the car in Motium. He had heard the $600,000 to $700,000 revised offer. He knew all of it, and he chose Matt Armstrong anyway. Not because Matt Armstrong was cheaper. Not because independent rebuild was a financially sensible option. Because he trusted Matt Armstrong. Personally. Specifically. Because the truth about Matt Armstrong that Alex Gonzalez revealed is that Matt Armstrong is exactly the kind of person who makes people believe in impossible things. And Alex Gonzalez believed. The FX Alex G threatens lawsuit detail from a competing channel's coverage add a layer to the Alex Gonzalez truth that the automotive community processed as drama at the time, and that looks completely different in the light of what Gonzalez has now revealed. Because a man who threatens legal action to protect a rebuild project is not a man who is passively watching from the sidelines while someone else does something interesting with his car. He is a man who is invested, deeply, personally, protectively. The threat of a lawsuit from FX Alex G in response to Bugatti's interference was a legal expression of the same trust that the private conversation expressed. The same belief that what Matt Armstrong was doing was right, that the car deserved to be rebuilt, that the manufacturer's preference for Motium was not a right that overrode the owner's preference for Leicester and Miami, that if Bugatti wanted to fight the rebuild in court as well as in the court of public opinion, Alex Gonzalez was prepared to meet them there. That level of commitment from the car's owner is not the commitment of someone who made a content strategy decision. It is the commitment of someone who believed a promise and was prepared to defend it. The Bob from Machine Shop acknowledgement is the specific truth that Alex Gonzalez revealed that the internet had been getting wrong for months. Because the internet tried to blame Bob when the radiator leaked, when the first drive revealed problems, when any difficulty emerged in the final stages of the build that could be attached to a specific decision or a specific person's work, the internet found Bob and pointed, and Alex Gonzalez pushed back on that. The truth about Bob, according to the man who owns the car, is the truth that Matt Armstrong had already defended publicly and loudly. Bob built 10 radiators from scratch. Bob created a crash bar from scratch in 60 hours without a reference scan. Bob fixed problems that Bugatti's parts refusal had made unsolvable through conventional means. And the radiator leak was transit damage. Not Bob's fault. Not Bob's failure. Transit damage to a component that Bob had built correctly and that the journey to the car had compromised. Alex Gonzalez knows this because he was there. He was watching. He was invested in every decision and every outcome. And his confirmation of the truth about Bob is the most credible defense that Bob's work has ever received because it comes from the person who stands to lose the most if that work is not good enough. The truth about what it actually cost is the revelation that Alex Gonzalez made public that the automotive media had been approximating and speculating about since the beginning of the project. The full financial picture of bringing a crashed Bugatti Chiron per sport back from the dead without factory support. The original purchase price. The 18,000-pound battery that did not solve the Ferrari problem, but wait, wrong car. The cost of the custom radiators. The cost of the gearbox bracket CNC machining. The cost of the Valvetronic exhaust. The cost of the one-off interior. The cost of every cross-reference part and every creative solution and every specialist brought in to address problems that Bugatti's official network refused to help with. The total, the actual total, that Alex Gonzalez knows because it is his money that went into making that total real. And the truth about the cost is the truth that makes the achievement most extraordinary. Because the achievement was not free. It was expensive. enormously expensive, and the decision to commit that expense, made by Alex Gonzalez in the moment he said yes to Matt Armstrong's yes, is the financial foundation of every engineering achievement that followed. The relationship between Zalek's content world and Matt Armstrong's content world is the truth about this collaboration